Alright, back again, Luke here. And today we've got the old Sega Dreamcast, and I figured we could put in this game here, Buggy Heat. So, let's pop this in and play some of that. It's been a little while since I made a Dreamcast vid, and thought I'd put this one up today. Let the old intro roll through here. It's quite a bit of a long intro, so if you have a free chance and you want to go get some coffee or get something to drink, or just sit back and watch it, anything is okay.
Buggy Heat.
Alright, so there's our intro here. We'll go ahead and start this up. At the beginning, you'll notice there are a few different things that you can do. You can do the championship mode, you can do some time attack, you can do versus games, you can do some training, you can go in and change some of the options as well. There's also an option for the internet, which is kind of interesting, but we're just going to go into the championship here. We're just going to put everything on normal. And one thing that you're going to do here is at the beginning, choose which car that you like. There's quite a bit of a selection here at the beginning. And some of these cars handle better, some of these cars handle, you know, a little bit differently than others. But let's see here.
Short speaker.
And at the beginning you can choose automatic or manual. When you go and you start this game up, make sure that you have a memory card in it and you have enough free blocks. The main reason for that is because at the beginning, if you first play this game without any memory card, it's going to be difficult to save your settings for the controls. And before you start racing, the first thing you want to do is come into the garage here. And normally with this game here, the original settings are all like this. Now, it may seem good for some people, but honestly, the traction, the front grip, having it either all the way on max or close to max is probably the best thing to do, as well as the brakes. Because the game itself, if you just play it normally, the car pulls and slides way too much. It's just uncontrollable. It really makes the gaming experience a horrible one. But if you come in here and you do this first, you can actually have a much more enjoyable experience. You can also do some things like changing the sticker. And I'll ask you to name it. We'll just put A on it. And for the paint job, you can only select like 3 different pre-made paint jobs. See, there's like yellow and silver. Let's go with the silver one. And then here, what you want to do is save it. There we go, everything's all saved. This is going to make the gaming experience a whole lot better, especially by changing around all of the different traction and the brake settings. I'll go in here and give this a shot. This game really reminds me a lot of Road's Edge for the Hyper Neo Geo 64 or Extreme Rally. Basically, when you start off here, your right trigger is your acceleration. Since this is on manual, you have to press the A button in order to change gears up. If you want to change gears down, it's pressing the X button. And if you want to use your handbrake, it's pressing the B button. Your regular brake is the left trigger. But control is really, really difficult here. Without changing the settings. Normally, even after changing the settings, it's still a bit tricky to get used to the car itself without sliding all over the place, but it's much, much better. You'll hear the characters saying stuff every once in a while, so you can see them up in the upper left-hand corner. One kind of cool thing here is we're going to hit the pause button, and this is something that's interesting about the game. It's not something in-game that you can do, but changing the view, you have a rear view, you have the driver's view, like the cockpit view, you have a front view, or you have the motion view, and this motion view is pretty cool. We'll try this one here. You can see there that the bottom left hand of the screen has turned into a cockpit type view, and you can see what the driver does each time you press the button, so... messing around here, but you do get kind of whipped out of control really easily, so but it's kind of a cool little feature here that you can see the you know, the driver and everything that the player does, which is a pretty awesome feature. Not I don't know many games that actually have this feature, to be honest. You do have time limits here, so you can only do so much kind of messing around here within the allotted time, or else it'll be game over, so. But it does put you in the cockpit mode when you do this this one here, when you see the motion. But it is kind of cool. Now this game was also released under a different name, which is like TNN Motorsport something, Motorsport Heat or something like that. I'm not sure, but all that information can be found on your friendly Wikipedia page.
Egypt.
But for me, I personally enjoy it. I think it's a pretty fun game. Let's jump out of the change view mode. We'll just go into the regular rear view mode. But you can see these guys can be pretty brutal here. Is you know, kind of running into you and stuff like that. You can do the same thing though, so it's fun. But you can hear the car just screaming around the corners there, and that's you know, it just doesn't get the traction that you really want it to, which is fine. I mean, there's a lot of sim games out there that actually do a lot of realism with you know, the cars and breaking free from the pavement and things like that. But I think this one kind of stays along those same lines to an extent. You know, once the car is going too fast, then it just breaks free from the pavement. But an enjoyable, you know, fun little buggy kart racing game. Like I said, with the controls and stuff like that, it's definitely something that you're gonna have to get used to a little bit. For those of you out there who have played the Gran Turismo games, I think you'll understand what I mean by kind of like the controls. It's not one of those ones where you can just kind of dart around corners and just you know, tear stuff up and not have to worry about the car going out of control or losing, you know, losing traction here. But it is a fun one, I think, personally. It's got some pretty cool levels. It's got a like a stormy weather level, which is kind of cool. Got some lightning effects going on in the background. Got like a city level, a couple of city levels there. Kind of losing control here. Normally keep it in about third gear around here. Just when you put it in fourth, it just drags on. So third gear seems to keep it booking along the dirt. But yeah, I mean, for those of you guys out there who do enjoy the racing games and who enjoy, you know, some of the off-road games, this might be one to try and pick up and try out if you haven't picked it up and tried it out already. For me, like I said, I personally find it pretty enjoyable, but yeah, just wanted to show you guys a little bit of a look at what Buggy Heat looks like here for the Sega Dreamcast, and it's a pretty fun game. But yeah, that's about all for me for right now. Like always, I'll put up another video here soon, so thanks for watching.